Antigone is a Greek tragedy written by Sophocles around 441 before Common Era. It tells the story of two sisters named Antigone and Ismene, daughters of Oedipus, who must make a crucial decision whether to obey the law or defy it in order to bury the body of their dead brother Polynices.
Brothers fought each other to keep death, and shed upon the ground the blood that joined them. Now you and I are left alone and think, if we defy the king's prerogative and break the law, our death will be more shameful, even than theirs. Remember too that we are women, not made to fight with men, since they, who rules us now, are stronger far than we. Rule us now are stronger far than we. In this and worse than this we must obey them. Therefore, beseeching pardon from the dead. Since what I do is done on hard compulsion, I yield to those who have authority. For useless meeting has no sense at all. I will not urge you, even if you should wish to give your help. I would not take it now. Your choice is made, but I shall bury him, and I have to die for this poor train. I'm content, for I shall rest beside him. His love will answer mine. I have to please the dead far longer than I need to please the living with them, and I have to tell forever. But you, if you so chose, you may dishonor the sacred laws that heaven holds in honor.
How does this relate to our context? In the Colombian Caribbean University context, Sophoclean decision-making offers a direct critique of institutional power and personal ethics. Autocratic versus consensual leadership. Creon serves as a warning against leaders who pass laws autocratically without consensus, which lead to erratic and unstable governance. In a university setting, this highlights the danger of top-down administratives making important decisions and ignoring the input of students and faculty.
The literary mechanism of Antigone operates through tragic conflict, dramatic irony, structural metaphor, and structural event. Sophocles structures the play around the dialectical opposition between Antigone and Creon. Antigone embodies the divine and familiar unwritten laws, while Creon represents civic authority and political rationality. This binary conflict function has the central thematic engine of this tragedy. The play also develops a structural metaphor, in which the burial and denial of burial symbolize the opposition between divine order and human law. At the same time, the succession of deaths function has a structural event, since each action figuratively generates another catastrophic consequence, creating a chain of irreversible tragedy. Sophocles further reinforces this mechanism through dramatic irony, because the audience recognizes before Creon that his rigidity and excessive pride will inevitably lead to destruction. Additionally, Chorus operates as an interpretive device that provides ethical reflection and guides the audience's response to the conflict, ultimately affirming the supremacy of divine law over human authority.
While reading the play, I was impressed by Antigone's courage to act according to her own values and the welfare of her family. However, who I found even more interesting was Ismene. In the context of ancient Greece, where women had little to no autonomy at all, I do not see her fear of breaking the law as cowardice, but as the reality of gender oppression. This made me think of her character as someone shaped by a society that limits her ability to choose freely. Therefore, while Antigone is usually praised for being a great heroine and a martyr, we should not consider Ismene as a coward, but as a victim of gender oppression, because she could not make her own decision freely, but was rather constrained by systemic and political violence.
One literary reference we can use could be perhaps William Shakespeare's Hamlet, which has been deeply studied by many, and we can see this Sophoclean drama regarding how form and meaning are derived from a protagonist's internal struggle and the weight of the decision he has to make, whether to be or not to be.
We should continue reading Antigone by Sophocles today because it represents how our decisions are shaped by power, values, and social pressure. While rebellion is often dismissed as impulsive and whimsical, this play shows us that choosing to disobey can be a conscious ethical and political act. In this sense, Antigone by Sophocles invites us to reflect on how our own decisions can challenge injustice. Perhaps, like Ismene's and Antigone's, not all decisions are made with the same freedom, but we can use our own liberty in order to wonder how we want to transform the values that shape our society for a greater good.